All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is number 136 of the You, Me, and BTC podcast. Thanks for joining us today. We got some fun stuff. We're just going to tell stories today. At least I think that's the plan. We'll see where we end up. We're going to talk about mining Bitcoin, our original experience way back in the day. It's kind of cool that we can say that now. We're Bitcoin ancients these days. You know, just some different stuff we've tried to do in the Bitcoin space, making physical Bitcoins and doing some interviews, getting scammed, who knows. I am Daniel Brown, and I'm here with
Tim Baker.
And we have a super special guest with us. Super special, Mr. Mitch, also known as Baddy Three Shoes. Thanks for joining us today.
Oh, thanks for having me. You know, I'm always just trying to plug myself and get real famous. So.
Oh, well, if you're on our show, you're instantly famous. That's just kind of how it works. So.
Everybody's like net worth just shoots the fuck up like right away.
I mean, I'll plug myself in the men's bathroom at Arby's. So it doesn't matter.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about Baddy Three Shoes? Who is he and what does he do?
All right, so. Kind of like a world-famous rapper, entrepreneur, wildlife survivalist. I want to get into news anchoring, start up Baddy 3
what is
News.
Wildlife survivalist? Does that mean like you save little duckies from the oil in the ocean and stuff?
No, I made a tutorial video one time, and there might be some more where I give some good survival tips in the woods, such as how to find a natural Powerade spring.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Those are out there?
Yeah, you gotta look out for them.
He's like our generation's Bear Grylls and just not Canadian or actually able to survive.
Yeah, we found some like ancient Aztec artifacts. I drank a puddle, ate a couple leaves. It's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. That's important stuff. If you don't know how to eat leaves, you're never going to survive in the apocalypse. So yeah, thanks for your service, man. Thanks for helping people and saving lives and stuff. And we're going to get right to it. Baddy Three Shoes is just here to have a good time. He's had a little bit of time in Bitcoin, I think. Actually, I guess just tell us, is that true? What do you know about Bitcoin? Have you used it before? Anything?
I set up a wallet one time and forgot about it.
All right.
I bought a graphics processing unit to play video games on it, but I know those are used for Bitcoin. No, I've followed stuff about Bitcoin. I've never got too into it myself. All
right, that's all right. We love to have beginners on here. We had one a few weeks ago, and that's pretty much what I thought. Is you just were hearing about it and interested a little bit. So you're here and we're here and we'll have some fun. Before we get into our first story about Bitcoin mining, which I'm going to ask Tim to share about, I want to quickly mention that we have a shop, a You, Me, and BTC garb shop. That's right. If you want to get decked out in YMB gear, you can go to youmeandbtc.com/garb. youmeandbtc.com/garb. I'm kind of surprised. Our best-selling t-shirt so far is just the plain old Bitcoin logo. It's super cool, super clean, super crisp. And it's, the colors on the t-shirt are awesome. Lots of options, men's, women's, even kids. You could buy your baby like a Bitcoin zippy or what do they call those things? Onesies?
Is your logo on the shirt at all? I haven't seen the shirts. I was just curious.
We do not. Those are limited edition. We do have one with our original hand-created logo. And those are not for sale at the moment. We're waiting for them to become even more vintage. But the ones that are for sale, yeah, exactly. The ones that are for sale are just kind of memes or jokes. There's a Mr. Krabs with a big giant money sign eyes and everything, but instead of green with a dollar sign, he has orange eyes with the Bitcoin sign. Stuff like that. And there's a Make Bitcoin Great Again ball cap T-shirt, and
tank top. Yeah, I need to get it because.
I actually have a Donald Trump music video, so
oh man,
in the sequel, I'll make Bitcoin great again.
All right, well, hey, Mitch, at the end of the show, I'm going to ask you where we can find that. So be remembering that. Anyway, t-shirts available at youmeandbtc.com/garb, And yeah, like I said, our best-selling one is just the clean and crisp Bitcoin logo and nothing else. So if you want that, go for it. All right, Tim, it's up to you now. Tell us, I want to know all about, I was there, but I still want to know about it. Our original Bitcoin mining experience with Butterfly Labs. Our goal here, again, just have fun, tell stories. And we're going to have, we do this every show. We give advice of the day. Well, in this case, we're going to give a little bit of advice or just thoughts about each story that we tell and what we've learned from it and how that shaped our Bitcoin personalities. This is like summer camp or something now. But anyway, go ahead, Tim.
No, this is just the one where like we talk about it and we find that each of us had like a weird like daddy issue with Bitcoin early on. But obviously you're having me tell this because I was the most forward.
Oh yeah, you ran the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean I was pretty much in control of it from the get-go, which was me driving home from my stupid ass, because I was an idiot. I had gotten a factory job for some dumb reason, driving back from that in the winter. And Daniel calls me and goes, "Hey, Tim, these people are selling Bitcoin miners. Let's buy some." Or, like, should we? And I was like...
They say it's a great investment. I ran the numbers.
Yeah. How many coins did you guys mine? Like 0.0?
Actually, I think
how much did we total?
At the time, the Bitcoin price was only $100 or $200. So I think we mined more than a full Bitcoin on it, I believe.
We had to, because we got our money back, and it was about 600, right?
Yeah, we put 600 in, and we got our money back. So
we got a little bit over, I think.
Yep, I want to say 700 or 800 by the end of the day. Although, we probably just kept it in Bitcoin, so the value of what we mined might still be going up and down. So. Oh
yeah, as usual, we didn't do something quick enough or jump on something, and it was bad. But
I wouldn't say it was bad. I mean, I thought it was a great idea, and I almost would do it again. I just, with the halvening and everything, the mining market is who knows what. But I wouldn't mind, even for a loss. I mean, it was fun.
It was different. I mean, I saw it a little bit. It was mostly at your house. I got to see the Lego construction you made for it. But anyway, back to it. Which, I had the problems with fans and all that shit.
Oh, I forgot about that too. Yeah, I had, first of all, I had a Raspberry Pi running it, which I placed inside of a handmade Lego enclosure. I didn't even use any plans from the internet. I created it myself. But yeah, then at one point the fan died, and so Tim and I went to like 6 different stores trying to find a new one.
It's fucking annoying just to find a small fan.
You should have went on like Newegg or something.
Yeah, but we needed it now, Mitch. We were already losing money.
Just blown on it.
Exactly. Well, Tim, you are right though. There were some bad things about it, and we need to get that part of the story out. So, what were the issues that we had from the get-go?
Well, the issue we pretty much, I think, right after you talked to me, we did it. We didn't wait around for it for a while, did we? Or did we?
No, I mean, we had known about Butterfly Labs for a while. We had known that they were selling miners. But yeah, as soon as I'm like, oh, yeah, might be worth a shot. Yeah, at that point, that was a few months later, but at that point, we're just like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah, because what our idea is, I think originally we were talking about just getting the jalapenos, which were the smallest one they were offering.
The jalapenos, this is largely guesswork, but just to get an idea of the pricing, the jalapenos I want to say were about $100 or $200, and we spent $600. So let's call it a third of the price. They were a third of the price, but they had like a tenth or a sixth of the mining power. So it would have been more expensive per gigahash if we had gone with the jalapeno, which is why in the end we're like, well, let's just get the bigger one then.
Yeah, we got, I think it was the mid-range one. What was it called?
Oh, it was just called the 30 gigahash, I want to say. Yeah, okay. I think there was a 30 gigahash and a 60 gigahash.
Yeah, we didn't get like the full-size one. I don't know if that was maybe just out of our price ranges. We probably should have just gotten the biggest one.
Those were back in the days I was still working fast food, so I spent like 3 weeks paychecks on my half.
Yeah, we were like, dude, you want to spend $600 on this together? I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can put away that money.
I make that in an hour now, almost.
$600 an hour.
You're a fuck. But yeah,
I'll sell my body for that much.
I could sell my body for that much.
Yeah, you could.
Yes,
I wouldn't buy it.
Damn it.
All right. So what was the issue, Tim?
Well, the issue was Butterfly Labs decided, okay, we didn't wait that long, but we were still at the end, or towards the end of the campaign, because what Butterfly Labs was doing, it was a fundraising campaign.
Well, it was a pre-order. Yeah.
Okay.
It was a pre-order, but they needed the money to actually create the machines.
Yeah. And as they started to develop the machines, because there was a lot of response for all this, we found we were pretty late on that list, and they started having problems. And
a lot of them.
Yeah, this is what, in this entire story is what's made me just, anytime I support anything from like Kickstarter or anything like that anymore, I just don't even give a fuck at all whenever it takes longer.
Yeah, just, you don't even expect to get the thing.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I just expect them to just fuck it all up and then charge me for something I didn't want in the first place. But the problems they were running into were mostly, I think, there was a lot of heat being put out by the things, so they needed to be sized up. So
yeah,
the thing we got was it was the housing of the original biggest one, but it was supposed to be the medium, and all the jalapenos got bumped up.
I didn't even remember that part. Wow, Tim, you're ahead of me on this one. That never happens. But yeah, I guess our machine was supposed to be about half of the size that we got, but because of the heat, they scaled it up into a bigger enclosure. It
was probably worse with the jalapenos, thinking about it, because it's like because they were supposed to be like, they were being sold on them being small, I thought.
Yeah, well, and no, I think before they even ran into these problems, people already kind of knew and joked, or maybe this was even part of the product pitch, was that it would be like a coffee warmer on your desk.
I do remember that, because I was like, there was something they were selling just the jalapeno on, though, kind of.
Yeah, which I'm sure that might have worked. I'm sure it put out quite a bit of heat, so.
But yeah, so we started to see that relatively early on, so then we were just like, all right, we just hope. And we were watching as all the miners and everything, because that was when a lot of people were putting out stuff. And as they all started to hit, we're like, all right, the difficulty's going up. And then Daniel would be texting me pretty regularly about, like, well, if we
it'll
figure
take
out, like,
this long to pay off.
Exactly.
If we assume that the price is half the price, just to be conservative, then
it
was
all just this stupid math. So but we did finally get the miner after a while.
Oh yeah.
Did they offered to, I think, to refund us, right?
Well, yeah. Maybe not like a full refund, or they were I guess it must have been a regular refund that they were offering, because I know they had like credits. They like gave people like mining credits or something. I don't know, something like that. Yeah.
Oh no, I remember that vaguely. But they offered us that, and I think we had another like text conversation. And you were like, or you were asking if I was like, we might as well just stay in it now. Yeah. So then we got it, as we said before. You kept it. You ran it from like with the Raspberry Pi remotely. Yeah. And so it was pretty much able to run all the time. It wasn't really bothered at all. But then the fan broke. Like we said before, the Lego thing.
Wait, I just remembered too that the fan breaking was my fault, because
because you fucked with it.
Yeah, it was making too much noise. So I just wanted to remove the grating that was covering the fan, just because that was helping it make noise. So I was like, oh, it'll be dangerous if you stick your finger in it, but it's up on the shelf. I'll just take out the grating and it'll be quieter, because it was at home and the people living at my house didn't like the noise. So I tried to remove the grating, genius me, while the machine was still running, and all of a sudden, like, click, pop, spark, and it's kind of just fizzled out. So, my bad.
We got it running, though, after that, and then it was still going for a little bit. I don't think it wasn't as good, but it was... it might have been like a little bit under what it was putting out before.
Yeah, you're right. I think it was like 90% of the power it had.
Yeah, I still think you should pay me back for that extra 10%. I think it would have blossomed into a lot more. But so we kind of just let it run. We made our money back, which is all that we really cared about. It was I don't know, it was cool seeing it, cool having it, cool saying that you could, like, it was a way of, like, if people were like, well, no, I'm a vegan. And in the Bitcoin community, you're like, I run a Bitcoin node, like a full and a miner.
Well, I mean, it is true. It's a certain kind of activism, and it's like, it just kind of sheds good light on the community when you can actually say you're involved instead of just saying, oh, this is so cool. You can do this and this and this. And it's like,
everybody else's identity.
Well, yeah, I still use my credit card on Amazon, but it's, Bitcoin is still cool. So, but no, hey, Tim, this is for Mitch. Before we get into the big grand finale of how we finished the Bitcoin miner story, which was a lot of fun, and we've covered it on the show before. Actually, it was an episode of the show.
Extensive coverage.
Yeah, I want to know what happened. You guys keep talking, oh, we made our money back. It just seems like something had to happen to this machine. Like it has to. It doesn't sound like it's still in existence to me. So
no, it is not. We'll get there in a sec. But
so much suspense.
Well, I just want to know, Mitch, what are you thinking so far? Did we scare you away from Bitcoin mining? Is it something that you could see yourself doing in the future if you ever get around to it? What has our story told you so far?
So I've messed around with like Raspberry Pis before.
Oh, nice.
I was building like a automated weapon kind of thing, with a paintball gun that like webcam that like aimed itself. And
that's freaking crazy.
Yeah, I kind of stopped doing it because I didn't really have anywhere to shoot it.
He tested on himself, and that video alone is, you at least throw a link up for that, because it's just like, all right, it shoots it like this color, and he just walks, oh, fuck, shit.
Yeah, it like nailed me right. And I forget where, I want to say nuts, but I think it got me in the, like, knuckles or something. But I was like covering my nuts, but there was that. And like when I first heard about Bitcoin, this was like a long time ago. I was in high school. I remember the first thing I ever heard, and it was like $17 or like $9. I remember it was real cheap per Bitcoin. I was like, oh, right. You can make the money yourself on your computer. And this is when I said I made a wallet before. And I remember doing some research and like thinking like, oh, I'm going to do this. And then I don't know, I just got like real lazy, and then I was like wanted to buy some, and then there was nothing really you could buy with it, and then I was like, and I just kind of forgot about it, and then still kind of regret it because it probably would have been a lot of money.
It's true. There's a lot of that in the Bitcoin space.
I'm sure every single person who's ever talked about Bitcoin or any kind of investment says, oh yeah, I heard about it and I wanted to do it, but I didn't do it. So I don't feel like Nostradamus or anything. I just fucking,
Oh yeah. Well, actually, that sheds pretty well into some of our advice, which actually kind of applies to a couple of these stories, and we'll get to all that. But one thing I was saying before we started recording, some advice we could give is just, when you see an opportunity, don't be afraid. Just go for it. It won't work out all the time, which, in the case of the Bitcoin mining, we broke even. In the case of the physical Bitcoins, I'm pretty sure we're in the red right now. But so it's not always going to work out. I mean, what other projects have we done, Tim? I recently, a couple months ago, I tried to set up a Bitcoin mining a Bitcoin related Minecraft server. And I mean, it's still a good idea, but I never didn't have time to develop it correctly, and it never went anywhere. So anyway, so there's that advice. Just, go for opportunities, and if they don't work, they don't work. But we do have to do the grand finale. So back to you, Tim. How did we finish the story of the great butterfly lab? Oh, all right. What's your advice,
do it anyway.
Tim?
And first off, get rid of any fucking roommates, because I swear to God, they get louder every single time I put this. Like, they're quiet, and then like, we're all three in a room. We have to scream and stomp like we're fucking each other. Anyway,
what do you mean, like?
Well, yeah,
you don't know that.
I mean, because it's like,
he's participating in the fucking. He just wants to say like, so
it's
he
not
acts
actually
like he
fucking.
Doesn't know.
It's homosexual. It's against God. It's not real. It doesn't count.
All right. Ouch.
Okay.
He's like, that's another thing we have to cut out along with the Africa stuff. My advice: don't make homophobic comments on the radio, and which actually that wasn't homophobic, but I'm not scared of you guys. Anyway, and also, when we did the mining, it was not the best idea, and now, as far as doing it as a single person, I'd say just don't.
Yeah, it kind of has to be a big corporation or something.
That, or if you're like a you just get like a bunch of zombie computers that you send out viruses to, and then you can get them all to mine for you. I'm not going to say to do it, but it's at least makes more sense then.
We actually talked about a like JavaScript miner that you could put on a website, and everyone that visited the website would do mining for you. It was kind of an alternative to advertising. So I don't know. We could put that on our website, and everyone that visits will mine for us.
That's a really good idea. I'm gonna steal it.
Yeah, do it. We'll be your first clients. You can take a 2% cut.
I'll try and sneak it on. I work for a major corporation. I'm not going to say what.
There you go.
Sneak it, and I'm a web developer for a huge website, so maybe we can sneak it in with a release,
There you go.
But that was actually a question I had before when you asked, would you ever consider doing this? And from what I've heard at this point, to mine Bitcoin, you need a warehouse full of GPUs, right? It's not.
Yeah. Well, they're
operation.
not even GPUs anymore. It's even that's the machine that we bought was not a GPU. It was specifically designed for Bitcoin mining. So it's even more kind of developed than that. They are making machines specifically for Bitcoin mining, and they can't do anything else. And so yeah, you need if you really want to make a living off of it, you need a warehouse. You need to build it under all the snow in Siberia to keep it cool and everything. So yeah, that's you don't have to. I mean, you could still buy a couple miners and keep them in your basement and have a good time and maybe make a few bucks a day or a few $100 a month. But yeah, that's about it. So.
But hey, a few bucks a month once it's going. I mean,
It's true. Yeah, can't hurt. Tim,
that's exactly
grand finale.
What we told ourselves every single time we saw how much we were making. But grand finale, as Daniel said, this thing is useful for nothing else, and it just got by as a Bitcoin miner. So we decided to turn it into content, and by that, we just shot it, and then while we were shooting it, we filmed it, and we put it to music.
Oh yeah, we did more than shoot it. We lit it up. We burned it with
someone
fire.
Was hitting it with an axe.
Yeah.
Our very scary and deranged Tyler friend was hitting. Our earlier guest was attacking with an axe. Shot it with pistols, shotgun.
Yeah, assault rifles.
Yeah.
No. AR. An AR is not an assault rifle.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's assault type weapon. It has the thing that goes up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep. So that's what we did. We put it to some of John's heavy death metal or whatever, which he would probably get mad at me for calling that music heavy death metal. I don't know what it actually is.
No, Daniel, that's like grindcore. Okay, we did it specifically like a grind. Right? It's like grindcore mix. It's like a core.
It's like the grindcore lab shih tzu mix. It's not purebred.
All right, guys. Well, hey, we will be back in just a few seconds. Enjoy this message from our sponsor. Go gamble some Bitcoins. It's a lot of fun. I'm not even joking. I have the gambling bug.
Casino.
So do that, and we will be right back, guys. CryptoGames.net is an online casino where you can play with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, Litecoin, and more. They've got your classic dice game with an incredibly low house edge of 0.8%. You can also try your hand at blackjack, slot machines, or the lottery. If you're looking for more than just games, invest in the house edge to share profits and losses with the casino. Try it absolutely free right now and catch the winning spirit at crypto-games.net. That's crypto-games.net. All right, we are back. And I'm going to just jump right into our next story. And as I said, it's about physical Bitcoins. This is one of my more proud business, ventures are tiny.
You were asking me before about what other stuff we've done.
All right.
And pretty much as far as business ventures, it's just been a bunch of these websites or attempt at these website things.
That's why I was just going to say that's why I'm proud of this physical Bitcoins one, because we actually created a product. I'm not saying websites aren't products. I love websites. That's kind of how I want to build my career for the rest of my life, or however long I can and enjoy it or whatever. I love websites. I love content. I love media, but I still think it's cool that we also created a physical product. And I am proud of that. Yeah, you're right, Tim. Before we ever started You, Me, and BTC, we created forums and blogs before that completely flopped. And, we
Very
also...
pretentious kids. We didn't get out very much.
Yeah, I've created 1 million websites, and every single one I never finished. I started drunkenbroke.com. I had that for a while. It doesn't exist anymore.
Dude, we gotta get together.
Someone might have it now. I don't know. I have Lit Trading Co. I don't know. I got drunk and bought that domain.
I'm actually not even joking, Mitch. Every single day, all these ideas run through my head for websites we should make. And if you want to give another one a shot, and I'm a web developer too, so we should talk about this after off the air. Or most great deals come from a coffee shop, so maybe we should meet up and stay until after close.
Yeah, you go to Amsterdam, or both of you can just be doing shots Everclear together.
Yes, Everclear.
I have some absinthe at home too, and get real spacey.
Yes. Oh, and then I was also just going to say, Tim, another digital venture is our BitCrystals investment. So, and that's still going on, but it's going pretty well. So that's fun. All right. The next story, physical Bitcoins. Yeah, this was really early on. And actually, this was the reason I created a bitcointalk.org account. Now, these days it's kind of phased out, and there's a lot of people who might actually not know what bitcointalk.org is. But about a year or two ago, it was just the place to talk about Bitcoin. Everyone had a bitcointalk.org account, and it's still pretty popular, and, it's the Bitcoin forum, the one to go to. But the reason that I first signed up for it, probably 3 or 4 years ago, was because I knew we were talking about making these physical Bitcoins, and I knew that if I wanted to sell them on the forum, I should start an account as soon as possible so I could build up some posts and some reputation and stuff like that. So I did that, and same thing, texting Tim all the time, coming up with ideas. And we did it. We created physical Bitcoins, and people bought them, and it was awesome. What we did was just like Bitcoin Talk used to be the Bitcoin forum, there also used to be the physical Bitcoin, which was created by Casasius. I'm not going to try to spell it because it's not that important these days, but Casasius was the original creator of physical Bitcoins. He minted these coins. Some of them were gold, silver, aluminum, maybe some other stuff in there. And yeah, he got them, he attached the private keys to them and securely disposed of the private keys so that he could sell them and everything. And he had a tool on his website so you could verify that they had a balance and all kinds of stuff like that.
To explain, with a physical Bitcoin, normally what you want is a hologram, something like that. It's going to go over top of
of the private key, so you can
a sticker. They have the stickers on them, right?
Yeah, because
so that
Bitcoin
you can
works.
prove...
You need the private key, and you can take if you want to cash in the Bitcoin and actually put it onto a computer or something like that, you scratch it off, take it off somehow, and then you're supposed to be able to prove that it hasn't been taken off.
So it's they're one-time use, though.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
now,
you
could transfer them physically. I could, if the hologram was intact, I could give it to you or to Tim, and you could trust that the money is still on it. But once the hologram is removed and you redeem the Bitcoin, then you're pretty much done. So
yeah, physical Bitcoins, people will get them if they want to, because it's a wallet that they can just have on there. It's not on an exchange that can get hacked. It's not on something their computer that can get fucked with. So they put it on
secure.
that and yeah, they can put it in a vault or something like that.
And so that just lives on their server. The true Bitcoin would live on the site that's selling.
No. It lives just like every Bitcoin anywhere. All it is a number in a database. So the Bitcoin still lives on the internet. It's every single computer that runs a Bitcoin wallet is going to be storing the database that says who owns what Bitcoin. So the Bitcoin that comes with your physical Bitcoin is still listed on the internet, on the blockchain, on every computer on the Bitcoin network, but nobody can access it without the physical Bitcoin. so because they could get the private key from the physical Bitcoin. So the number lives on the blockchain, just like every Bitcoin ever. The number that says that you own those Bitcoins, but you can't use it without the private key from the physical Bitcoin. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So did you guys just like charge a commission when you buy one of these?
Yep.
Like,
That's exactly right. So we created them. I want to say they had like 10, 15, 20 millibits on them, which these days is worth what? $10, $15?
Yeah,
and
around that.
we put these Bitcoins onto the physical Bitcoins, and we sold them for, I forget, probably like 20, 30, 40% more than the amount of Bitcoin that was on them. And
Wow.
also we bumped the price up for the materials too, because we had to buy the blanks and the holograms and stuff like that. So they were only worth, the physical Bitcoins only had, say, 20 millibits on them, but we sold them for probably 30 millibits. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That's a big markup on 'em.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, first of all, we just had to make money, but second of all, people loved at the time, and they're still around a lot. People buy and sell them all the time, but they were kind of collector's items because they were cool. They were gold and silver and shiny. And they were rare because they were physical, and, different people could only make so many of them. And so people love these things, and they would try to collect all different kinds of them, and they would pay the markup. And, we sold groups of 20 or 30. Goodness, I don't think we saved any, Tim, so we'll have to make some more. We still have some materials, so.
Yeah,
actually,
Sweet.
the only reason.
It was a little bit of a craze at that point with him doing it. I think that's why what we were like, well, someone will probably buy it.
Yeah. Well, I still think, the only reason the business failed is because we just didn't have time to keep, or the resources. We didn't have a laser printer. We were robbing some laser ink from the school or something. So the only reason is just because we didn't have the time to continue producing them, really. But I think if we picked it up today, Tim, I bet we could continue to profit a little bit from it. And
I might
who knows?
have a laser printer. I don't know. We bought one. I have one for the landscaping shit.
All right.
That might be a laser printer.
Yeah, Tim, I honestly, this is another thing we should talk about. Let's see if we can revive it and
that.
Yeah,
I need
see
to
how
just
it goes.
support myself, just be able to do comedy full time, and I'll just make like little rounds at the house, and
We
everyone
could just
think
go to Ham Bones and tell
like, "Can I pay with these, please?"
Same shitty jokes over and over and over to the same shitty people.
There's 20 millibits on. Get the fuck out of here, man.
I have to make one connection that I never quite finished. The reason I was talking about Cassatius so much is because the blank coins, they're just aluminum rounds that had a Bitcoin logo on them. That they didn't have any Bitcoins on them, but they were just coins with the Bitcoin logo that we used to create the physical Bitcoins with stickers and whatever. Those blanks were from Cassatius. They are still the original Cassatius blanks, and they might actually have some value by themselves these days because he, like I said, he quit producing stuff. He's not really around much anymore. So anyway, so we'll have to look into that, Tim. But
what happened to him? Did he just did he
I
formally,
think
say
same
he was
thing.
quitting,
He just
or?
Yeah, there was something like that. He's like, I don't have time to keep going with this, or I already made a ton, or there's a chance. I don't know. Don't quote me on this. I know I'm on the radio. But maybe the government was involved and he felt like he could have been sued or something. Maybe.
Okay,
I don't know.
yeah.
But anyway.
His own currency, maybe.
Yeah. I don't really know. Maybe it was just getting too big. But yeah. All right.
Flappy Bird guy, he just realized he couldn't handle the fortune.
Yeah, well, exactly. Just like you, me, and BTC, that's why we're going to have to quit soon. I mean, we're just getting overwhelmed.
I can barely tolerate going outside. Everyone's just like, dude, it's Tim.
All the
big
paparazzis.
Celebrity guests on.
All the paparazzis.
Got 100 Twitter followers.
Go to the gym. Everyone's like, can we lift with you?
Oh, man. All right, Tim, I guess that does it for the physical story. And anything else to add, or shall we move on?
I'm trying to remember if there was anything weird during it, or if anyone... Nah, I mean, because I was the one who was walking into the high school that we had both gone to and just using their printer and then just trying to leave before anybody saw me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would go in there and there'd be like an art class and all these little kids are there and I'm just like looking at the, I'm here. Oh, hi, Tim.
So
Wait,
Tim, why did all the little kids know you?
No, I'm saying the art teacher. I hung around there a little bit too much.
Hi, Tim.
Tim, can we play again?
I'm not selling you any weed here.
All right. Yeah, no, but in terms of the sales, that went pretty smoothly. We sold some and made a little bit of money. And I still have the spreadsheet. So if I looked at the spreadsheet, Tim, maybe I could come up with some argument that you owe me money. So be watching out for that.
Tim, you got to keep better records, bro. It's like his landscaping business, Mike.
Our landscaping business, the records are okay.
Okay. Yeah, go tell that to the IRS.
Hey, man, you gotta have bad records so you can slip in the cash stuff.
If they audited you, there would be nothing to look at. So, let me see. I don't know, man.
So how many lawnmowers do you have? You spent $3 on this one? All right, Tim. Tell us about Todd Cantor, the man who was threatened at gunpoint.
Todd Cantor was a beautiful... Wait, what's that stupid word for finding something like...
A gem?
No, you find something...
She is a gem.
Soliloquy or something like that? I don't know.
Well, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Soliloquy is like a story or something.
Yeah, it's like a poem.
I don't know. It's you find joy whenever you're not expecting it, and that's what.
Are you kidding me?
That wasn't worth that whole build-up that I made it, but
What
at all.
are you talking about?
Shut up, Mitch.
Sounds like your stand-up routine.
You've done a little about his ramble. Todd Cantor came onto our show because we were doing one of our live shows that we stared last summer at the end, or we were doing
it was just last summer. You're right.
And then we'd do a live show on Wednesdays at noon or 1, and someone we were talking. I don't remember what we were talking about, but a listener messaged, I think, Daniel, and said that we needed to have this guy on because, or no, someone pointed us out to him, and then someone else messaged us afterwards and explained to us who exactly he was. We first
heard about it from a regular old news story, and we were just covering the news, like, oh, this guy got robbed at gunpoint for Bitcoin. And then, while we were on the air, our sponsor, Wall of Coins, their CEO, Rob Janito, he messaged me and was like, dude, I know that guy. I can get him on the air with you. So we're like, yeah. So we did.
So that was cool, because then he came on and was just talking about it, acting like, oh yeah, I don't know nothing about this stuff. Like, I just had this gun and it's pointed at me, and it's weird. And then it was later, right, that they told us about him, or
right. So he told us the story, and it was already just kind of funny. He looked like a kind of rough old dude, and pretty cool. But he was in a crowded room, not crowded with people, just like crowded with stuff, and his computer was like at an angle or something. It's like, whatever, this guy's cool.
Yeah, it was
all right.
This, like, real weird, like, blue tint on his face, like he was in this dark room with like shaded out windows.
Yeah, but you're right, Tim. We learned more about him later.
We learned more about Mr. Cantor from a source that told us that he had known Mr. Cantor for quite a long time. He was a pretty big drug dealer, I think, in the section.
Well, I mean, allegedly. That's what we heard
allegedly.
from Reddit.
I'm not saying that bad. Like, the man, he needs to make his business.
Oh yeah, I don't know anything about these bitcoins. What are you talking about?
I just started using this the other day, man.
So what do you? I don't know. You guys are talking about no roads and
private key, Bitcoin mining.
They're on to me.
They're on to us. Play dumb. Our source explained to us that he had once met.
Sorry.
He had met Mr. Cantor. Mr. Cantor was in the middle of a complete breakdown where he was just saying, but no, Mr. Cantor was in his apartment with his girlfriend. They cranked the AC. Oh, fuck, I'm fucking this up now.
Well, yeah, it was all kinds of stuff. This comment on Reddit, we posted the video on Reddit and got this comment that's like, dude, I knew that guy, like, and he told us several different stories. Like, he had security cameras all over his house, and it was always, no, what it was, Tim, was that it was always really, really warm in the apartment, and it was like the middle of summer. But his girlfriend would always wear a giant winter coat and had like pupils the size of dinner plates or something. And
he's always just tripping on acid or something.
Yeah. Like they used to shoot up Ritalin or something. I mean, there was all this stuff. What, do you not shoot up Ritalin?
Just roasting Ritalin on a spoon.
that seems pretty low at that point.
That's like the lowest.
They used to snort.
I need to get this ADHD away now.
They would snort like three or four marijuanas like in one night and stuff. So,
dude, snorting the marijuana. Don't even fucking joke about it, man.
I did that once. I actually did it. It doesn't work.
Just get stuck up there.
Yeah, it just made my nose all clogged.
But he's probably our most notorious guest, I think, so far.
Well, yeah, that's probably true. And yeah, notorious. Most famous might be Jeffrey Tucker or Andreas Antonopoulos. One of the more interesting persons that I met, but I tell people that I interviewed her, even though I didn't really. I was just present on the video call during the interview. But just because it makes me sound cooler, I tell people that I interviewed Ross Ulbricht's mom, the person who was allegedly the creator of the Silk Road. He's been convicted, and he's serving 2 life sentences as we speak. And yeah, I got to talk to his mom. That part is true. I didn't interview her on the air, but I talked to her multiple times and helped her get set up online and everything. So I'm pretty proud of that one.
Penn State alumni is always serving life sentences, right?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that feeds pretty well into another piece of advice that we wanted to get to, just talking about all these interviews is, hey, it's not that hard to talk to important people. And I think that's a bit of advice that a lot of important people admit to themselves. I've heard CEOs talking, and they're like, hey, I got my start by just asking this important person who ran this huge company to help me out, and he helped me get to where I am today. And, we've mentioned it on the air before, especially after we went to the conference in DC and stuff. We were saying, hey, there's all these important, cool, innovative, technological people, and they're just there. They're just people. Go talk to them. Go ask for a recording. And it's not that hard. It works, and it's fun, and you learn a lot. And yeah, that's kind of the advice I thought we could give in that realm. Anything else to add, Tim?
Specific advice for that? Taking Daniel's advice about just going up and talking to people. If it's a 21-year-old Polynesian woman or whatever she was, don't do that as 3 guys to then ask for a interview, because it seems. You want to come up to this room? They gave it to us up there. But no, Alexis Iona was gracious enough to still do it, even though we sounded like a bunch of gang rapists, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah,
interview behind the dumpster. My dick.
No, it's behind the blockchain. Yeah, I remember when we went there. We got there originally, and I think one of the first people we talked to, besides Jason King, who you had talked to a little bit before, we talked to Jeff Berwick. And it was after that we were just like, we don't care, because he just kind of pissed us off because he was being a dick.
We kind of made fools of ourselves, and we're like, well, we're done being awkward.
He wasn't being helpful. He was not helping that situation.
That's fair.
But after that, it got pretty easy. Part of that was because we were one of the only media people there for at least the first couple days. Then people showed up. But that people were going to like a conference specifically. They're there to talk, so it's good to talk to them. But also people are kind of more, I guess, so people, you can make the argument that people don't talk as much, but generally, if you start a conversation with someone and you're not being a complete dick, and they have like any kind of interest in what you're talking about, especially if you're just like passing the time, people are going to respond to you.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean...
the idea, what you just said there about being remotely interested in what you're talking about or what each other have to say, that is a absolute game changer. I mean, I am not the most social person. I suck at just, sitting in a room alone with someone and trying not to feel awkward and fidgety and nervous and stuff. But if we're talking about Bitcoin, I'm fine. I'm golden. I'll go on and on and on. So I don't know what advice to give there except just try to, talk to people that are interested in what you have to say and try to be interested in what other people have to say. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not saying you have to be interested in. If they're talking about the weather, please, please, please acknowledge that it's kind of a dumb thing to talk about. But it's just, all I'm saying is it's a game changer. If you have shared interests, you can go on and on and on. So
all Daniel's saying is just you should try to hit on random women at the bar about Bitcoin.
Yeah. Just bring it up.
Just give them like $50 worth of Bitcoin. Be like, well, I mean, you can give more.
Would you like to see my blockchain?
I'll make it hail these coins on you, baby.
Yeah.
I already scratched all the barcodes off. They're not worth it.
Yeah. Still take them.
Yeah. Making it rain with used physical Bitcoins.
Just throw them in like strippers. Just like,
all right.
Ping!
I guess we're about ready to call it, guys. Before we wrap up with Baddy Three Shoes, anything final that we got to get in here?
Wrap up.
Yeah, Baddy, can you freestyle for us to wrap up? Oh, you see what I did there?
I got some Bitcoins. I keep them in my wallet. That's between my loins. I'm not a freestyler. I'm a I write my rhymes.
There's magic happening
stuff.
right
Good
now.
stuff. Well, hey, Mitch, it's been great having you here. Not kidding, not joking.
It's been a pleasure. I really enjoyed it. Fun time, you guys.
So let everyone know, hey, they just listened to our latest episode, and they're not going to have another episode to listen to after this one because they're going to listen to it the second it comes out. It's just that interesting, which means when it's over, they're going to be waiting a week, just dying for more You, Me, and BTC. So what I want you to share, Mitch, is what should they be doing during that week when they're dying for more YMB? They've heard all of our other episodes because they binge listen all the time. What should they be doing between those weeks? Where can they find your stuff?
Oh, my stuff. I was going to say you should just put that episode on repeat.
Oh, yeah.
Until it comes back out,
You could do that too, but take at least like 30 seconds to listen to Mitch and then come back.
All right, so you can go on YouTube, look up Baddy Three Shoes. The song, newest music video, I guess, is Swag Donald Trump. That's a good one. It's been out for a little while. Yeah, watch the Swag Donald Trump music video. You can also find me on Twitter at Baddy Three Shoes. That's BADDY 3 as in the number SHOEZ, one word. Find me there. I'm usually trolling some stuff. You can also see me if you're in Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh Improv. I'll be there next Thursday. I don't know what date that is right now.
25th.
The 25th for a Royal Rumble stand-up comedy spectacular. And then also August 31st is a roast battle, both at the Pittsburgh Improv. So Tim's he's doing the roast battle, I guess, September 8th.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, if we have any Pittsburgh listeners who want to come out and just cheer for whatever I say so that I win, because there's a cash prize. September 8th, I think 8 o'clock, Pittsburgh Improv. I imagine admission's probably cheap. I don't know.
All right. Hey,
but I'm worth it.
Everyone out there, go listen, look for Baddy Three Shoes. Hey, Mitch, what is your best joke to wrap us up here officially? What's the joke you've told that's gotten you the most laughs ever? Go.
A stand-up? I don't want to say the best one. I feel like it's not radio appropriate.
All right. Next best.
I'll say, this one's okay. I mean, it's not super inappropriate.
All right.
How come if a woman has a dildo, she's modern and independent, but when I show her my pocket pussy, I'm some sort of creep?
You gotta finish it, though. Finish it.
I could be modern, too, thanks to advancements in real field technology.
All right. There you go. Modern Mitch, Baddy 3 Shoes. Been great having you here today. And
Thanks.
all
Watch
you
my
listeners
SoundCloud,
out there.
too.
Yeah, go look for it. Is it same thing, Baddy 3 Shoes on
Baddy
SoundCloud?
3 Shoes, yeah.
All right. All you listeners, we'll see you next Thursday. Thanks for being here. All the music that you're listening to right now is from Jon Stewart, and we'll catch you next Thursday. Peace.
Thanks,
See you
guys.
This, my friends, is how you trash a miner. The Bitcoin kind, not the felony.
Mother Russia, minus. Let my guns do the talking.
Yeah, this is how the free market deals with an incompetent company.
The struggle sends legend through his veins. The spray of light defiles every corpse. The stink of copper and chlorine. The spray of light defiles every corpse.
I ordered my miner medium rare. Not well done! I just couldn't wait any longer.
Something had to be done.
Like a butterfly.
Dance around and expose yourself to sell your insanity.
Like I said, we let the guns do the talking around here.
I wonder what Butterfly Labs' return policy is.